Hi guys, it's Thomas here, and today I'm here with another Drytron video, but this time we're going to talk about a card that wasn't present in my other combo video. We're talking about Ultimate Bright Knight Ursatron Alpha, or for short, Ursatron, the crossover monster between Ursartic and Drytron, that, to put it simply, adds a Drytron or Ursartic spell trap on summon. And as we know, Drytron has a couple of really good spell trap in Drytron Nova and Drytron Fafnir, maybe also Meteor Aurora, without needing to go into the more obscure one like Meteor Shower and Drytron Asterism. And so I'm going to show you some combos that use Ursatron, but there's going to be a theme in this combo, and it's that you have to open Drytron names or emergency prosperity that find the names, and not opening with Nova and Fafnir. For the first combo of the video, we're going to start with a Drytron Alpha Tuban and Drytron Nu 2 combo. We're going to activate Alpha and discard Nu, add the new ritual, activate Nu 2 in the graveyard to summon itself, and activate the effect to add a Drytron Ursatron to hand. Next, we're going to activate his effect to summon him, since we control a Drytron monster in this case, and we're going to add Fafnir. We're going to overlay the two level 1 Drytron into a Mu Beta Fafnir and activate the effect to send one to the graveyard. We're going to send a Zeta, and Zeta will trigger to discard the ritual and add Meteornis Drytron from deck to hand. Now activate Fafnir to add a Nova, and activate Nova to summon from deck a Gamma. We're going to overlay Zeta and Gamma into a second Fafnir, and next activate Meteornis Drytron, detach Gamma, Alpha, and Nu to summon the ritual from graveyard, and activate Meteornis to reduce the attack of the Xyz with no material to add itself back. Then Gamma send the same Xyz to summon itself and bring back Alpha from graveyard. Link summon Gamma and Ursatron into a Masquerena. This is the end board. We have a Masquerena that can send this Alpha in any moment to summon a Little Knight, for example, a Draconith that has material in the graveyard to banish, and a Fafnir that is a spell trap negate. Also, Fafnir is an interaction in of itself, since if the opponent normal or special summon a monster face up while we control a Drytron, we can reduce the level of the monster by 1 for every 1000 of its attack. For the second combo, we're going to see Drytron Zeta with Drytron Nu 2. We're going to activate Zeta and discard Nu to add a Meteornis Drytron. Then activate Nu 2 in the graveyard to summon itself, and with its effect we are going to add a Drytron Ursatron from deck to hand. We're going to special summon Ursatron and add a Fafnir as before. Next, activate Fafnir and add a Nova. Overlay Zeta and Nu 2 into a Fafnir and send this time a Alpha to the graveyard. And next we're going to activate Nova. Nova for a Gamma, activate Alpha, send Gamma to summon itself and add the ritual. Next we're going to link summon with Ursatron and Alpha into a Masquerena and activate Gamma to summon itself and bring back the Alpha just sent, and overlay into another Mu Beta Fafnir, activate Meteornis, and detach Gamma, alpha and zeta to bring back the ritual, activate Metronis on the ritual, and this is the end of the combo. For the third combo of the video, we're going to see Gamma and Nu2. We're going to Gamma, send Nu2 summon, and bring back Nu2, activate effect. We're going to add Ursatron, and we're going to special summon it from hand, adding Fafnir to add a Nova, and we're going to activate Nova this time to summon alpha, link summon with Nu2 and alpha into a Masquerena, then activate alpha, send Ursatron to add the ritual, and activate Nu2 to summon itself. Overlay with Nu2 and alpha into a Fafnir to send a Zeta, and Zeta send the ritual to summon herself and add Metronis. Overlay the last two Drytron into a second Mu Beta Fafnir and activate Metronis, detaching Zeta, Gamma, and Alpha to summon the ritual, activate Metronis on the ritual, and this is the end of the combo. Now I'm going to show you another version of the combo that you can perform with Alpha and Nu2 if you decide to play a benten and a diviner of the herald. We're going to Alpha send Nu2 to add benten, and Nu2 special summon itself and activate his effect to add Ursatron, and special summon Ursatron, adding Fafnir. We are going to activate Fafnir to add Would You Tell Nova, and we're going to overlay both level 1 on field into a Fafnir and send a Zeta. Zeta is going to tribute Benten and add Metronis, and Benten is going to trigger to add a Diviner effect to send from the extra deck a Herald. Herald is going to add the Drytron ritual, and we're going to activate Nova. Nova is going to special summon a Gamma, and we're going to use Diviner and Gamma to summon a Fade on Dragster, a Spell Trap Negate, and we're going to use Zeta and Ursatron to summon a Masquerena. Now that we have some Drytron in the graveyard, we're going to activate Gamma to send the ritual from hand and special summon a Zeta, and overlay with both into a second Mu Beta Fafnir. Activate Metronis, detaching 3 monster and summoning the ritual. Add back the ritual spell, and we have 2 monster negate that if our opponent doesn't kill Masquerena before, can summon a Dynamondo, for example, and have another 2 negate, for example, or this could just be a Little Knight, and we have 2 Spell Trap negate, 2 monster negate, IP into whatever, and the Fafnir reduction effect. So we've seen what the deck can do if it goes uninterrupted, but let's see if Ursatron helps when playing around handtrap. For the first combo, you can see a 2-ban and a Nu2 with an impermanence. We're going to activate Alpha, discarding Nu, and add the ritual, and from graveyard, Nu to summon itself, and Nu on board to add a Drytron name. Now, if our opponent was to imperm here, we would just be able to summon a Fafnir and send a Zeta. Zeta would discard Draconith to summon and add the ritual spell, and we would have enough material to summon Draconith. So let's say he keeps impermanence. We're going to add a Ursatron and summon Ursatron, just to add Fafnir, and activate Fafnir to add Nova. Now we're going to overlay into a Fafnir and activate the effect. Let's say our opponent imperms here. During the alpha Nu2 without Ursatron, this would be a really bad choke point, and we would not be able to summon the ritual. But here we are able to activate Nova to summon a Zeta, and link summon Zeta into a Anima to put her in the graveyard. Zeta, discard the ritual monster to summon herself and add Meteornis. And we have 2000 from Fafnir, 2000 from Zeta, and 2000 from Ursatron. So we are actually able to summon the ritual. We also have the interaction from Drytron Fafnir. You could also, if you don't want to have Anima on board, link summon into a Dynamondo. In this combo, we're going to see how a Drytron Nu2 Drytron Zeta can play around an infinite impermanence. We're going to activate Zeta and discard Nu2, add the Meteornis Drytron, activate Nu2 in the graveyard to special summon itself, and activate his effect on board. Now, if our opponent was to imperm us here, we could just summon Fafnir, send the ritual monster, and activate Meteornis Drytron, sending Mubeta with all its material to summon the ritual from graveyard and adding back the ritual spell. So we're just going to go ahead here. We're going to add Ursatron and special summon Ursatron using the effect to add a Fafnir, summoning him before Xyz summoning Fafnir to play around Ghost Ogre. Activate Fafnir, add a Nova, and now activate Nova to summon a Alpha. We are going to send Alpha to the graveyard for Anima and activate Alpha by sending Zeta. We're going to add the ritual monster. Now we're going to link summon a Little Knight with Anima and Ursatron, and only now we're going to summon a Fafnir. Now, if our opponents activate Imperm in response, we can just Little Knight and banish both to send, and we are going to send from deck to graveyard a Gamma, and we're going to activate Gamma and summon itself, and Alpha back to summon another Mubeta. And if our opponent didn't impermanence us there, we would have been able to summon a Mubeta with material and keep it on board to have the negate. Instead, we're going to send all this Mubeta with the material to summon the ritual from graveyard. We're going to add back Fafnir, and during the end phase, we're going to get back Little Knight and the other Mubeta. Now, I'm going to show you Gamma, Nu2 against impermanence. We're going to activate Gamma, sending Nu2 to summon itself and summon back Gamma. Activate Nu2. Now, our opponent could impermanence us here, and for sure we wouldn't be able to get a ritual monster on board since we don't have neither the monster or the ritual spell. But let's assume that he still thinks using it on Fafnir is correct. That's not a wrong assumption, but maybe it is in this particular scenario. We're going to add Ursatron and special summon it, always playing around Ogre if possible, by summoning him before doing the Xyz. Add Fafnir, Nova, activate Nova to summon a Alpha, and link one into Anima, Alpha effect, send Nu, add the ritual, Nu in the graveyard to special summon it back, and link summon Little Knight with Ursatron and Anima, overlay Nu2 and Alpha for a Fafnir, and similarly to what happened with Zeta, we are going to Little Knight, but even if we were not, we could have just sent Zeta and add a Mubeta with material on board, using the old one and some of the new. Instead, we're going just to have the ritual and the ritual spell back to hand, with the Fafnir effect if it's relevant to reduce level. Now, in the unfortunate case when the opponent understands this very particular choke point, you're just going to Exist summon into a Mubeta Fafnir and send Alpha. Activate Alpha, sending Mubeta Fafnir to special summon itself and add a ritual monster, granting yourself follow-up. And you're going to special summon from the graveyard Nu2 with his own effect. Overlay both, for example, into a Recital Starling. Buff his stats, and activate the effect to detach one and add a DD Crow.